Derek. How are you doing today?
I'm good, T. How are
Good,
you?
good. Well, this is our third visit?
Yes.
Our third visit. So, we have decided that your anger and some of your coping mechanisms are the reason that you smoke.
Yes.
It's kind of like a cause and effect.
Yes, ma'am.
And we decided the best approach was to try the nicotine patches.
Yes.
You're still going to your doctor, am I correct?
I am. Yes, ma'am.
You were also given homework.
Yes.
You've done a great job the last couple weeks keeping up with your journal.
Oh, thank you.
So, how do you feel it's going?
Well, I mean, to be honest with you, T, sometimes it's easier for me to journal when I'm not so like craving or having a nicotine fit.
Mm-hmm.
So it's easier for me like to calm down, breathe, and then write in my journal. Because if I try to write in my journal right when I want a cigarette or right when something happens that causes me to become angry, then I don't. I just immediately won't go and smoke. And I will be honest with you, I have smoked a couple times since the last time we met, and so you're absolutely right. I do have a patch, so I am going to the doctor about that. But I think that some of my cause and effect or the reason why I smoke is because I just don't deal well with certain situations.
Okay, so you were saying that you have so much going on, so much craziness. Is that like thoughts and feelings that's going on? It's all over the place when you're going to journal and you can't put it all down at once?
Yes.
Is that what I'm hearing?
Yes, ma'am. You're
okay.
Absolutely correct.
So, okay. It's good that you bring that up because this session we're going to try something a little bit different, building upon your journal, if that's okay.
Yes, ma'am.
And what I hear with you is like a trend. You come in, you express negative thoughts and feelings about smoking from the point in your last couple journals you said something to the effect of you don't think you can do it, it's too hard. Some of the thoughts are kind of really negative. And we're going to survey some of your journal entries today.
Okay.
But what I'm hoping to do is that in this process, survey some of those thoughts.
Okay.
Because I feel like all those thoughts flooding you at once, if you can learn to kind of hone in and control, maybe focus on one thought at a time and change one at a time, I feel like your negative thinking is leading to your negative feelings.
Okay.
And your negative feelings are leading to negative behaviors, such as your coping mechanism with the cigarettes.
Okay.
Prime example, you've told me in the past that your husband, when he makes you mad, the first thing you want to do is smoke a cigarette.
Correct.
Okay.
But I also want to smoke a cigarette when I get up in the morning, when my kids make me mad, when I get frustrated at work, when I just get upset, period, I want to smoke. I feel like I need to smoke. My body is saying, go smoke. My mind is saying, go smoke that cigarette. Go smoke that cigarette. So it's like like almost like a need or a craving or a wanting. Like I want to smoke. I need to smoke. If I don't smoke, I'm just going to become more angry.
Okay, but the feeling I'm hearing most is angry. And in your journal this week, is that pretty much what I'm getting? Like on a scale of 1 to 10, how would you feel you've done with you said you had a couple cigarettes this week, but you didn't completely, abstain from smoking. So on a scale of 1 to 10, how well would you say you're doing with the cessation program that you're on right now?
Honestly, I would say about a 5.
So that's about midway.
Yeah, and the reason why I say 5 is because for the simple fact that while the patch it, I feel the nicotine from the patch. It's a better sensation inhaling the cigarette, letting it flow into my body, and exhale. So I think the act of smoking is big for me.
Okay. What do you feel is propelling this act to smoke?
My, I think it's more like my, my. It's just what I do. I think it's just how I cope. I think that realistically, it goes from me being angry to smoking. I feel like the two go hand in hand. Like, I think if I'm angry about something, I need to smoke.
So, how you cope is by being angry.
Yes. And I just don't know what else to do because that's just, how, that's all I know. My mom, she smoked when she got angry.
Mm-hmm.
My dad, he smoked when he got angry.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I smoke when I'm angry.
Okay, so do you have any siblings?
Yes, I do.
Do they smoke when they're angry?
No, my siblings do not smoke.
Okay. So, do you guys not have the same DNA, and were you not same but raised by the same parents?
It's funny you say that. We were we were raised by the same parents. I maybe I got the gene. Maybe I got the smoke. That's what it is. I got the smoking
Okay,
gene.
we're going back to this thoughts and feelings. You do it when you're angry as
Okay.
a coping thing.
Okay. So it wasn't a gene. Okay. Sorry.
So, I'm hearing you express a lot about this anger. Is this what you would like to work on this week as far as, is that the thing that propels you to smoke the most?
It is.
When you're angry?
It is. So I definitely want to work more on my anger. I want to be able to be okay with being angry. But I also want to be okay with dealing with my anger without smoking. I want to know that I can get angry and take a walk instead of lighting a cigarette. I want to know that I can get angry and go yell in the backyard.
Okay, so when you get angry, what does that look like?
Oh my God, it's ugly, it's mean, it's nasty, it's horrible. It's a person that I don't even recognize. My mind, tells me that I just I black out. If that's possible. I don't see anything or see anybody. I just I'm just angry. Like, does that make sense?
Is there anyone you're particularly angry at?
Most often, my husband,
Okay.
because I think that he doesn't appreciate me. He doesn't appreciate everything that I do in our home, in our life. I think that I do everything for him and the kids, and so when they don't appreciate me and they don't value me, it makes me angry. And like you said, though, when I get angry, I smoke. And I smoke until I'm not angry anymore.
Okay, so what makes you feel like you're not appreciated? You say your husband doesn't appreciate you. What does he do that makes you feel unappreciated?
He doesn't spend time with me. And I know that sounds crazy, but all he does is go to work. He goes to work and he comes home, and that's it. And he just thinks that because he goes to work and he pays the bills and he, what I'm saying, is the breadwinner, that when I wash the clothes and I vacuum the floor and I do the windowsills and I clean the house, and I make the beds and I cook dinner, I don't feel appreciated.
So, because you're not the breadwinner, you're not appreciated. Because you said he goes out, he pays the bills, he does all this, and because you stay at home and you do the domestic side of things, he's the breadwinner.
I don't feel appreciated. You're absolutely correct. I feel like there is some dissension there because for the simple fact that you think as the breadwinner that what I do is less than what you do because I don't have an income. And I don't like that.
So, the fact that you don't make an income is what leaves you feeling unappreciated.
Yeah, yeah, it does actually. And I just don't like feeling unappreciated. And I think that often when I don't feel appreciated, I become angry and upset, and I lose control of the situation, which then makes me want to smoke even more.
Okay, so if you could say, wake up tomorrow and your husband appreciated you, what would that look like? What would appreciation look like to you?
A smoke-free day.
Because he wouldn't have made you angry.
Right.
So what would appreciation, what would it be like to wake up and feel like your husband appreciates you?
It would feel great. I'll be happy.
No, but what would that look like? What would appreciation look like?
A thank you, a card, a note.
Okay.
It would look like a simple gesture of kindness. Nothing big, no brand new house, no 2013 Lexus or Bentley. I
Okay.
take one though. But a simple thank you know what I'm saying? Or great job this morning getting the kids dressed. Or great thank you for making my lunch and packing it for me. But thank you for ironing my clothes the night before. Or you're appreciated. And I think that if I felt a little bit more appreciated, I'll probably smoke a little bit less. I think. I'm not sure.
So initially you said anger is a big factor in you not smoking, and now I hear you saying that it stems from the fact that you don't feel appreciated.
Right.
So that's yet another situation that would maybe be a trigger to make you smoke. So, in identifying this, I think that you know now for homework purposes, those are two situations that you can journal about that we can, kind of discover here once you leave that angry situations and in situations that you don't feel appreciated. And we'll gradually build upon that so that you can see these are specific situations and get to maybe to the root of why these things cause this reaction. You like to feel appreciated. You like the thank you cards. You like the feeling that that gives you. And often we give what we get. And I'm not saying that you're not giving him appreciation, but do you ever tell him thank you? Do you ever write him cards and things like that?
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, okay, so realistically, no. Yes, I do. I think, in a way, kind of, sort of.
Mm-hmm.
Not really. But okay, I do say thank you every day. I get up and cook you
Okay.
breakfast at 5:30 in the morning. Thank you for paying the light bill
So
every
you
day.
thank him by cooking breakfast.
Yeah,
Is it possible that he thanks you by going out and working and paying for the bills? By taking care of you?
well, I never looked at it from that point of view or that perception, and maybe I'm thinking I just needed to hear it in words versus actions.
So, are there any other possible scenarios other than maybe, I mean, could you think of any reason why he may not be showing appreciation?
He sucked. Okay, well, I'm sorry. I no. I mean, other than the fact that he is not the type of person that shows affection generally.
Okay.
Um, he will sometimes, but he's not an overly affectionate person. So, I mean, that's not something that I'm really expecting from him. But I don't know. Maybe I'm expecting too much, or maybe I'm expecting from him what I want. Does that make sense? Like, maybe I'm putting my expectations on him, and then when he doesn't live up to them, I feel like there's conflict, which causes me to become angry again, which then leads me back to smoking.
Okay, so go back to this conflict. What type of conflict? Is it the lack of appreciation? Is there more conflict?
Well, as far as conflict go, to be honest with you, I just think that we we argue a lot. And so I just don't really understand why we're arguing more, but I see that as a conflict. And so I'm just not exactly sure, but I do think that it's probably because 9 times out of 10, I am upset or frustrated about something that has now caused the conflict. And I really just want to be honest with you. The only thing I really want to do at that point is just go smoke. Because I don't want to deal with it.
So we've identified the fact that you do it when you don't feel appreciated. We've identified the fact that you do it when you're angry, and you also do it when you're trying to avoid.
Yeah.
Okay, so what do you feel like when you are in trying to avoid? What are some of the feelings that you're feeling when you're trying to avoid?
I feel lonely, alone, useless, worthless, unwanted, unappreciated.
So, do you think that it's your spouse that's making you feel lonely, useless, or worthless, or is this just something that you feel?
I think it's a little bit of both. I think it's me feeling this way,
Mm-hmm.
but I also think it's him not validating the fact that it isn't that.
Okay, so him not validating you and him not appreciating you are situations which make you feel that way. Have there ever been any other times where you felt, before you married your spouse, that you felt lonely, useless, worthless? Any other time that you've had these feelings or a situation that you can reflect on that maybe seems similar?
Well, yeah, of course. I think that's just natural. I've experienced these feelings before when I was 19, which was a few years ago. Not too many. But I think that at that point in my time in my life, I just didn't know any better. I was young, I was naive, so the feelings of worthlessness was just right there.
Okay, so what's changed between then at 19 and now that you say then you didn't know any better than to think that you're lonely, useless, and worthless, but supposedly now you do. You say you didn't know any better then, supposedly now you do, and yet you're still feeling lonely, useless, and worthless.
Right, that's what I'm concerned about. That's why I'm here to see you, Doc, because I don't know. I'm having some issues dealing with my feelings because, see, I thought that when I